Hey guys, so for today's video decided to do a thing of how to spot a toxic person, or just like what a toxic person is. And I've got like 12 points that I just want to kind of get across and further explain if I'm able to. And so here goes. To them, nothing you can say or do is ever good enough. They comment on the smallest kind of flaw or perceived imperfection. They tend to drag up your past and won't allow you to be any different than you are. They act like they never make mistakes and that they are always kind of like fabulous and they're just almost kind of perfect. They leave you feeling guilty and ashamed of who you are. They're critical, controlling, and they also don't think about your needs. They leave you feeling bruised, battered, beaten, wounded, and torn. They violate your boundaries and never respect your no. They don't care about your feelings and they like to see you suffer. It's always about them and what they want, what they think, what they feel. So, what I'm trying to get across is, if you know any person kind of like this, it's kind of, you got to think about what your relationship is to them. Because if you've not known them for a very long time, and it's a lot easier to kind of distance yourself from them. But if you've known them for a long time, or if they're a family member or significant other, that's when it gets a bit more tricky, because you kind of have to try and distance yourself from them, because you got to think about yourself more than you got to think about others. Because in the long run, the person who's going to get hurt the most is going to be you, and you can't allow yourself to be damaged by a toxic person, because it's never going to work in your favor. It never works like that. You'll always be the one who ends up being worse off in that relationship, or whatever kind of relationship that might be. So, if you watch this video, you might have to think about who in your like friendships or just any relationships that you have, does someone fit into several of those categories, and if they do, if they're open to talking about it, then bring it up in conversation. Just like sit them down one-to-one and say, talk about going, yeah, you don't respect my feelings, all that kind of stuff. And depending on who they are, they might take it to heart. Sometimes they might just completely shut you off. But in that situation, if they completely shut you off, you haven't really lost anyone, because if they're willing to do that, then they obviously weren't the best person to have a relationship with, and so you haven't really lost anything. And that's all I've got for this topic. I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. I'll catch you guys next time, and as always, stay safe. Peace.